What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Barrel Lab. Got another daily barrel report coming for you. I appreciate everybody's patience with with no video yesterday. I was working on a couple things I think you all will be pretty excited about. There's now a Discord bot that I've got that's doing some cool things. So just come join the Discord. I think you guys will be really happy with what you see there. Thank you everybody who's liking, who's subscribed. Appreciate everybody who's been commenting. I apologize that I haven't been able to get back to you. I will be back active in the comments. I love being in the comments with you guys. Other than that, we got a nice full slate for tomorrow. I'm going to highlight a couple things I want everybody to focus on that I was working on over the weekend that I have already seen extreme value in the 2 days that it's been active. So we'll go over those once we get to them, and I'll highlight them and kind of tell you what they are. I mean, you guys have seen it, though, right? So you're probably wondering what this new box is here. So this validated home run value box, I might have touched on it the other day. It is something new that I found. We're going through some back testing, and we'll check that out. That kind of went crazy today. So best barrel profile right now is Shohei, Zone Fit, Matt Olson, Environment Boost is Shohei that is playing in Colorado, so that's why. And then Owen Casey has the best price drop on total bases right now. We do have a couple Elite Plus profiles today, Shohei Ohtani and Matt Olson. Elite Plus profiles also have been coming through pretty clutch for us, so I'm excited to see what happens today. We do have some good matchups. We've got 30 barrel signals so far. So really what that just means is there's 30 people who we can initially start our research with, and then we narrow it down from there. That's it. It's not to say take all 30 of these people. This is just giving you a short form research list. And it gets even tighter once we start narrowing it down a little bit further. 22 elite home run profiles for the day. And here's my new favorite little baby that I've kind of found and created the other day. The validated home run value is 75 plus read strength score with 500 to 1,000 odds. It's exactly what it is in the name, value. I'm looking for pure value. Yes, there's people who we could probably find who are plus 350, plus 450. And I'll work on something, to better catch those individuals. However, this validated home run short form, this list has done some wonders in a short amount of time. So far as Riley, Rodriguez, Devers, and Ellie, but we'll look into this a little bit further when we get to the games. And then, like I said, Shohei and Matt Olson are the Elite Plus profiles for the day. Looking at today's discoveries, I already see some things that I really like. Wilyer Abreu's got the biggest matchup increase. Austin Riley's got the strongest EV lift, along with the multi-day rise, along with the best long shot profile. Man, I haven't seen that. I've seen people with 2, but 3 makes me think that I was a little bit early with Austin Riley. So Austin Riley will definitely be a day late that we look to run. Miami and Philly's got the weather boost. Matt Olson has the zone fit. Kyle Schwarber's got the pitch collision. Amador's got the best pull barrel profile. And Shohei and Matt Olson are the Elite Plus profiles. I'll try to make this like a little quick, social media feed in a sense of, what's happening in the stratosphere. All right, so let's see. I want to go to pictures first. I was trying to think what I wanted to do. Let's go look at what our pitcher attack board is looking like. And somebody told me about Feltner. Somebody said they got real excited that Ryan Feltner was pitching, and I kind of see why. He's got a 5.6 ERA, 10.4 barreled allowed, 40.1% hard hit allowed, and he's giving up 383 WOBA. Zebby Matthews, 5.3 ERA, 11.5 barrel, 40.9% hard hit allowed, 381 WOBA. Then you got Merrill Kelly, who's giving up 5.1 ERA, 12.5 barrel allowed, and 45.6 hard hit with 437 WOBA. I'm not going to lie. Tomorrow looks like another great day for some hitters. If the bats were as hot as they were with the pitchers we had today, I don't see why they don't succeed and excel beyond what they did today. Those 22 home runs that I tracked, I could be wrong. It could be a little bit more, it could be less, but I tracked 22 home runs. Of those 22, though, we caught a lot. I will say we caught, I think, maybe 7 or 8, which is a pretty nice number when it comes to some home runs. So, man, yeah, Feltner, he's going to go up against the Dodgers. Atlanta and Boston are definitely some stackable teams. Oh, we got 5 attackable pitchers today. Kyle Leahy, I thought something looked funny. Yeah, that's, man, oh, wow. Yeah, so he's got not the best ERA that we want to see. However, he's still giving up 46.8 hard hit and 406 WOBA. Then you got Klassen, who's giving up 392 WOBA, 48.4 hard hit, 14.1 barrel allowed, and 5.52 ERA. Wow. Okay, so we got some good games to look at, some solid hitters. I think I already kind of see where this is going, but let's get into the games and see what's going on. All right, so first game, let's see. First game on the slate, we got New York and Baltimore. 5 barrel signals, 3 elite profiles. So one thing I want to not focus on just only, but one thing I want to stress is the top reads. Today, the top reads, they went kind of crazy. Hits, runs, RBIs is probably one of the most profitable plays that we have been finding in the dashboard. I know we want to get home runs, which I'm working to get that a little bit more accurate, as you probably have seen. However, there is consistency in hits, runs, RBIs on a daily basis. There's always hits and there's always runs. I'm not going to say always multiple of them for one person, but there always is something going on in a game, right? Unless you get those rare 1-0 games all the way to the end. However, these top reads have become very accurate. Within the last couple of days, we've seen a lot of improvement. I've seen a lot of improvement, I guess, because I'm staring at the numbers all the time and looking in the back testing logs and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy to see what's been happening in the last couple of days. So today, Ben Rice, Alonso, and Grisham are the only top reads. There are no validated home run lanes yet and no validated pitcher build, which I'll explain what these are once they pop up. So looking at the pitchers, we got Shane Baz and Carlos Rodon. So Carlos Rodon, if you do not know, is coming back off of an injury. He's been out for a long time. I'm not sure what surgery he had. However, he is a very, very solid pitcher. But he is coming back from an injury, facing a very hot team in Baltimore right now. So this game is going to be, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this game to see what Carlos Rodon does and what he brings. With that being said, Let's kind of see what's going on here. New York versus Baz. Barrel score, we got Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, and Grisham. Matchup, we got Ben Rice, Garcia, and Jones. And then form, we've got Ben Rice, Jones, and Grisham. Sorry, I paused because I kind of want to do this. So, if you guys have not seen, I have added pitcher matchup highlights. That's what I'm calling them. It is to help you pinpoint what batter sees what pitch the best and kind of make a determination there. We've seen a lot, of other people have some success in their research in this way. And so, just kind of, and I know you all are used to utilizing other tools that may help you do something similar like this, right? So I kind of just put my own spin on it. And with that is the picture highlights. So I kind of have already had some preset filters, but what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take them off, and we will go through this together. I can't say I'm going to get every game, but we'll do a few games. I'll try to get every game and see how long it's taking. If it's taking a little bit too long, then I may not go through this every time. But I did want to show at least one game. So we'll do the New York and Baltimore game this way. And then from there, I'll kind of just do the regular style, and then you guys let me know. So, looking at Baltimore and New York, got Carlos Rodon, which he's a lefty. So I'll start with Shane Baz. Right, so Shane Baz, and that's the other thing. I need to get some of these stats over here so we don't have to keep switching back and forth. So yeah, that's something I'm probably gonna do too. But looking at this though, so this is the roster against Shane Baz. Overall home run score, matchup score, zone fit, right? Form, all types of stuff. It's the same thing, kind of same concept, right? So for me, my baseline pitch usage, I always put 25%. If I see there are some borderline, like usually I put 30, to be honest with you. Like I like to see somebody who uses a pitch 30% of the time. But there are some pitchers who use two pitches, I'd say right around like 28, 26% of the time. So for that reason, 25 for the minimum pitch usage for me is what I like to use when using, my dashboard. The next thing I like to filter is pulled air. I think pulled air is a very important metric when looking at home runs. Like, while yes, we want to see pulled barrel, but somebody can have a great pulled barrel and not necessarily be pulling in the air. I know that might be confusing, but think of somebody like Vladdy. Like, he might have super solid pulled barrel, hitting 100-mile-an-hour line drives, but there's no air under their ball, no air balls, right? No fly balls or nothing like that. So that's what that's tracking. For me, pulled air, I usually put at a minimum of 20. If I'm feeling froggy, I put 25. I want to see who's hitting it in the air, at least 25% of the time. And then if I'm getting a large cluster of people and I don't really see any breakaway, then that's when I raise it to 25, right? I do want to see who's truly hitting the ball in the air. The other thing that I do is, as far as Will Bacon, I put minimum Will Bacon to 550. I know that sounds crazy, but that is definitely a real thing. If people are catching pitches and hitting them that often, and they're seeing them that often, Um, the other thing I do is the matchups grade. I personally like 70, but the lowest I'll do is 65. All right, I'll put it at 6, and we'll do 60 for the sake of this. All right, let's see. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do 65 because that's just what I truly believe is 65 is really like the baseline that I want. So now that I've got that, that's kind of what I look at now, and just from there, that's where I filter. And right now, the first person that sticks out is Ben Rice, right? Shane Baz throws a fastball 34.2% of the time. Ben Rice has seen that 337 plate appearances against a fastball. And we see his overall home run score, right? And so this is pretty much a barrel score. It just didn't change the name on this side of it. And then we see his power metrics. That, in my head, really mattered when I was making this. I can add everything else, but I just didn't want every data table to be the same redundant thing. So blast 19.3, 30.1% pulled air. Right, he's got a 10.9% pulled barrel. EV in the last 10 is at 95.7. The last 10 barrels where I need to get there's a glitch here. I know what it is. I was honestly staring it in the face, but I didn't get the time to get over to it before I started recording. Will Bacon 646 and then a 955 OPS and a 605 slugging. I probably could add home runs against the pitch. That might help. Maybe it shows down here. No, it doesn't. But you can also see though, and you can go hitter by hitter. Their blast per swing, their bat speed. There's a lot of information on this page. But for this first game, the Yankees, at least with these parameters, right? 550 Will Bacon, 20% pulled air, and a 65 matchup grade. First person that pops up is Ben Rice. And again, you can drill down and be even more strict with this. I am being a little bit lenient with these numbers so that way you can see a couple more names pop up as I go through the games. But if we're looking at, and then you can go lefty versus righty too, right? You can switch it, see with those numbers who pops up as a righty, right? Shane Baz is a righty, Ben Rice is a lefty. So looking for the platoon advantage, if I'm looking for lefties against a right-handed pitcher, Ben Rice is going to be the one. So then there's that. And now looking at, my bad, Rodon with these same numbers, right? For this one, the numbers stay the same. I can get it to where maybe it resets after every time, but for me, I liked just having the set metric and then having it be seen across all of the teams. I didn't want to have to keep filtering per se every game. So in my head, excuse me. Excuse me. In my head, it felt a little bit easier just kind of keeping them here. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Right? But looking at Rodon, who is a lefty, so we can look at right-handed bats, but just off rip, Pete Alonso's sticking out. All right, Pete Alonso is definitely sticking out. The one name that I do know on here, though, that is not showing up that I like is Kobe Mayo because he does have history against Rodon. I clicked around too fast there, so I'll let that load. But yes, so far, right, with these metrics, and again, we can start over per se, because I think what I'm not seeing is another pitch that he may be throwing. Let's see if this loaded yet. I won't worry about that. But even then, P. Alonso looks good. He's got a 24.6% pulled air. Alright, Carlos is a lefty, so we'll go to righties. And now it's going to do it to both. All good. Alright, so I was looking and I thought Kobe Mayo had some history against Carlos Rodon. Somewhere I saw it said he was 2 for 3 against him. For some reason, it's not pulling that information through. I even checked somewhere else right now. It didn't pull it through, but I am still seeing that he is 2 for 3 against Carlos Rodon. So that's something to consider. However, when looking at the filters, right? So we said 65, 550 Will Bacon, pulled air 120. All right, so first that popped in my head was Pete Alonso. All right, so even if you filter by pulled air, Tyler O'Neill, Gunnar Henderson, Cowser, and then Alonso. So you can even just go by form if you really wanted to. There's a couple different ways we can attack this. So that's why I kind of wanted to show this with you all and see, how we could really do this. This is just a test of me showing this to you all, per se. But there's also me saying, hey, this is available for you guys to mess around with this and find your own filters that you think work. If you want me to add more filters, let me know. I could definitely do that too. But so far, it's looking like Pete Alonso and Gunnar. Gunnar could definitely do it too. He's got 29.4 pulled air. Last 10 exit velocity is 93.3. 592 Will Bacon. Yeah, it could definitely be Pete or Gunnar. Not the best matchup score, again, because this is Carlos Rodon. Like, he's not a chump. He's a pretty solid, I'd say, an all-star pitcher. Some may not feel that way, but I do think Carlos Rodon is pretty solid. So yeah, Pete or Gunnar, and then we can even see, right, compare that to what the top reads are saying. It's saying Pete. And then we know who our barrel signal and elite home run profiles are. So I wonder if Christian, see, he just doesn't have that score. So let me see, where did he get cut off? At 50? I went to 65. He was 60, huh? Well, yeah, see, he's got solid form. And so this is the thing. This is the first time that I really, me personally, played around with these type of filters, per se. So I can't really tell you what 1,000% works. This is more so a test pet for you guys to, go mess around with, and let me know what you guys were cooking with. But I'll kind of leave it right here, since I do see some solid names right around here, and I don't want to ever cut off a solid profile just based on matchup grade alone. That's why I think I'm going to rethink how these filters are applied and when. But Christian Encarnacion looks good. 37.9 pulled air, 13.8 pulled barrel. Yeah, he actually probably looks like the one, even with Pete having the better form. So, I think I looked at Baz already. Yep, looked at Baz, said Ben Rice. I mean, and Grisham, right? Grisham is one of the top breeds. He's got 80 recent form score, 32.8 pulled air. Exit velocity for the last 10 is 90.9. So That's another solid profile we could look at. Again, he is one of the top breeds, so that's kind of why I like him, and where that confirmation comes into play. So, all right, looking at Detroit and Pittsburgh, 1 barrel signal, 1 elite profile. Top reads is going Belo, Torkelson, Reynolds, and Dingler. Validated pitcher matchup builds for this one is going Brandon Lau and Spencer Torkelson. So this is one of those other new features that is available, but it only is going to show on the buy games table. Just to give you a shorter list, even shorter list from the initial list that's given to you, or the Barrel Labs report, or whatever it may be. I don't want you all to feel like you have to take those names. Just know that there are other ways to find those plays, other ways to shorten the list and make it a little bit smaller. So looking at the full board, I'm going to get this. For now, I'm going to hide this column. You guys can do that too. If you're on the dashboard, you can hide it. I will get rid of that one. This got put here by mistake. I want to say it wasn't supposed to be there. This was when I was pulling everything through. Like the new hitters, Baez wasn't on here or anything like that. So I wanted to make sure that I got them in. And so looking at Detroit versus Ashcraft, Torkelson, Dingler, Valencia for barrel. Matchup is going Valencia, Dingler, Torkelson. Home run form is going Valencia, Torkelson, and Julks. Now, this is everybody on the roster. Not everybody will be in the game. So, once the batting order comes out, obviously you'll be able to see who's on the roster. I mean, who's in the batting order, per se. And then looking at Pittsburgh, got Brandon Lau, Valdez, and Reynolds for barrels against Montero. Matchup is going Belo, Valdez, Reynolds. Form is going Belo, Reynolds, and Valdez. So if we take this over to the matchup, what is this, the Pirates game? I'll get this to go in the same order as the Slate too. I feel like that'll make it a little bit easier. So looking at Pittsburgh bats first. Minimum pitch usage 25. Right, at least 25%. And that's just me being generous. Like I said, typically I start with 30, but a lot of pitchers, it's a mixed bag. So we see Montero is throwing this fastball, and we see Belo is hunting that fastball. He's got a 39.8 pulled air, 98.2 last 10 exit velocity, right around the 20 pulled barrel percent in the last 10. Yeah, Belo could definitely go tomorrow. 907 OPS, 689 slugging. Him or Reynolds. Reynolds looks pretty solid too. 16.7 blast, 94.8 exit velocity. And so then if you want to see even more of their stats, Reynolds has got a 124 WRC plus, and Belo's got a 114, but he's got a 226 ISO. And so then even then, Valdez has got a 304 ISO. Flores got a 325 ISO. So these are some other hitters that you guys can be paying attention to. Look, Valdez pops up. Flores just may not have enough plate appearances against this fastball, or is it his matchup grade? Yeah, it looks like it's the matchup grade. But even then, against this fastball, Flores has got a 28.1 pulled air. It's not just fastball, but 28.1 pulled air, 9.4 pulled barrel with a 91.7 exit velocity in the last 10, 629 Will Bacon. I mean, it's not bad. The only thing is just 20 plate appearances, and he obviously isn't seeing it the best. That's just kind of my thing there. That zone fit score is most likely going to play a huge factor. We've seen it in a lot of what we do in other props. Zone fit is going to Reynolds, but B-Low kind of has the better numbers there, I feel like. So, let's see. And B-Low's got history against the pitcher. He's got 242 WOBA. And then who else is there? Brian Reynolds. And Brian Reynolds has no history against a pitcher. So, I think B-Low, because he's got history, would probably be the safer bet there. Alright, let's go to the next game. I could do this at a pretty good pace. I think this is cool. I'm okay with this. Top reads in the San Francisco and Cleveland game. 2 barrel signals, 1 elite profile. Top reads is going Joe Adele, Devers, and Eldridge for right now. Validated home run value is going Devers. And validated pitch matchup build is Devers and Hoskins. San Francisco versus Griffin is going and again, this will be fixed most for sure for the next video. It's only something annoying that you have to deal with for right now, but it does let you know that's a full sample, so hey. Barrel score is going Devers, Eldridge, Adames. Matchup is going Eldridge, Barracoto, and Devers. Form, Turner Hill, that's definitely got to be a glitch because these numbers kind of look weird. So I'll investigate that. And we got Eldridge, Devers, and Christian Koss. Yeah, some of these people obviously have not played, which is okay. I'll get those people removed. If they're I'll have to find if they're like in the active lineup. I could do that though. That's not hard. Cleveland versus Weisenhunt, Adele, Hoskins, Ramirez. All right, J Ram, let's see what you do. And Adele, Hoskins, Ramirez for matchup, and then form is going. Most likely that looks like Adele. Now I think I've seen him in the lineup. Nate Lowe and DeLauder. So we got a couple 200 ISO. So what is that? Lowe and Hoskins. WRC plus. Is that Lowe, Ganell, and DeLauder? And then for San Francisco, all right, Eldridge, Devers, Basabe. Okay. Cool. Let's see. So Foster Griffin first for San Fran. We'll go 55. Oh, could do minimum home run score, but 550. Where'd it go? There we go. 20 for the pulled air. Pitch usage, 25%. And that's why that got rid of the one. What was the other one at? Oh, 16%. He uses that fastball. I mean, that's if he gets desperate. Then we know Eldridge could hit the fastball. You know what I'm saying? So Eldridge is good there. But if we're talking about consistency, what he throws on any given Sunday, he's throwing this cutter, and Devers is eating that cutter. Man, 24.6 pulled air, 94.3 exit velocity in the last 10, 590 Will Bacon, 945 OPS. That could be a thing. It could definitely be a thing. So looking Devers. And this is why we like Hoskins and Low. We said Hoskins and Low both. Hoskins has, so let's look at it this way. Zone fit is going low. Right? Form, Low has a better form. Pitch type fit though is going to Hoskins. It could be just because of the lower sample rate, to be honest. But he does have the better pulled barrel. 11.4 pulled barrel with that exit velocity. 562 Will Bacon. Yeah, I could see why Rise Hoskins is definitely who we're going to watch. It don't even matter about the form. A fastball is a fastball, and if you can hit that, you can hit a home run. So then looking at, all right, who's it? Hoskins, hard hit, 42.6, not bad. 31.2 fly ball ratio, 26.8 home run to fly ball ratio, 33.4 sweet spot. Okay. Yeah, that pulled barrel in the barrel, though, is what I like, along with that pitch. So, yeah, Rise Hoskins could definitely be a solid read for tomorrow. Endeavors, and it was Rise Endeavors, right? Pitcher matchup build. So, this is pretty much, oh, here you go. Right, power score 52.28. Zone 68.5. They want to launch to 75. Okay. I can get that put in here too. But the launch score is back, like more of like a backing formula that I have. So I don't know if I want to be able to filter by that per se. But just know that that matched the same highlights that we just created. Right? So it's doing something right. Cincinnati and St. Louis. Top reads in this is going Jordan Walker, Ellie, Stewart, and Burleson. This could be a game. Like it was today. It was a barn burner. Validated home run is going to Ellie. Validated pitcher build is going Eugenio Suarez. Okay. Oh, I guess we can even still see launch angle if I had that. That's not too bad. I didn't have to scroll, huh? Okay. Maybe I won't have to end that every time. Barrel score is going Walker, Burleson, Herrera. Matchup is going Walker, Baez, Herrera. Oh, whoops. Oh, what form is going Burleson, Walker, and Herrera. Yeah, Baez is going to look crazy for a while. Until he starts evening out, right? He went, 0 for 12? He's been 0 for 16, I think they said, since he hit those 3 home runs. Which is understandable and expected, honestly. Cincinnati versus Leahy, who is one of the attackable pitchers tomorrow. Abbott, I mean, you could probably get a lick off of Abbott, too. He's got 3.38 ERA, 8.1 Ks over 9. So, yeah, they could probably smack something off of Abbott. So, we got Stevenson, Suarez, and Ellie. Matchup is going Ellie, Stevenson, and Stewart. Form is going Stevenson, Suarez, and McClain. So, knowing what we know, we're going to go look at this Cincinnati and St. Louis game. Alright, so Abbott versus St. Louis first. Immediately off of that four-seam fastball he's throwing at least 25% of the time. We have Weatherhort and Pereira come up off the radar. Weatherhort has the zone fit. Not a bad recent form. He's got a 23.1 pulled air. Interesting. Pereira, though, he's got a 84.7 for Weatherhort on the last 10. Pereira has the better last 10 EV. Their pulled air is right around the same, 22.7 for Everson. But his last 10 barrels popping out and that Will Bacon is a little bit better. Weatherhort has the better OPS, so that's kind of what we could peep there, though. There's somebody who sees this pitch well, but just doesn't have a good Will Bacon. There we go. And that is Jordan Walker. Yep, what he's got 538 Will Bacon. So that's why he didn't pop up. And then same thing for Yvonne Herrera, which I still think it could go with Everson. I still think he's got the better numbers against that fastball. I know Weatherhort and was that Brian Torres, they say has the better pitch type fit. Yeah, whatever, blase Skippy. And again, the zone fit might be trash. If you want to go off the zone fit, Weatherhort, sure. But the metrics, though, and he still sees the pitch good, it just might not be in the zone he wants. I like Everson. I do. I like Everson. And then looking on the flip side, Cincy against Leahy. Right, so this is minimum pulled air of 20. Will Bacon is 5. And matchup scores minimum of 55. Sometimes I do filter the home run score. Like, you can filter to 65 because if somebody's truly going to hit a home run, they do need to have a pretty solid score, I'd say, right? And it could, honestly, nah, they don't have to have a good score. It really just depends. Really just depends. We'll do 60, though. I'll make 60 our cutoff. So, Ellie, Eugenio Suarez, I could see, I mean, he was one of the validated signals, so I'm just trying to figure out what it sees, you know? So he does have the second best overall home run form. The recent form is decent, I'd say. Second best pulled air, 34.5. His blast isn't terrible. Matt McClain, though. Stevenson, too, I guess. So, really, it would be who you feel has the better odds. Right? I think odds would be the determining factor. But right now, it looks like Tyler Stevenson has it. But it's close. Stevenson, Ellie, McClain, and Suarez all look good against this fastball. So, we got Toronto, Tampa Bay. Top reads is going Caminero, Aranda, and Okamoto. Validated pitcher build for right now is going Aranda. Toronto versus Nick Martinez. Barrel score is going Okamoto, Sanchez, Springer. Matchup is going Sanchez, Okamoto, Springer. Form, Valenzuela, Okamoto, and McAdoo. That's Cameron, 250 ISO. Oh, so he didn't strike out. There we go. That was his first game. He didn't hit a home run, though. So we'll kind of continue to watch him. And again, he's got 296 balls in play in the majors, so wasn't his first ever game. I should clarify. Tampa Bay versus Soriano. Barrels going Caminero, Aranda, Mesa. Matchup is going Caminero, Aranda, Yandy, Diaz. And form is going Aranda, Fortes, and Diaz. Alright, looking at Toronto and Tampa Bay's pitcher matchups. Let's get to the 20%. .550 Will Bacon. I mean, and even that alone just kind of separated things. Caminero and Aranda, that fastball and that sinker. But what is he throwing? 25% of the time, a knuckleball and a sinker. So, I mean, it could be either one of these guys. Aranda, Caminero, or Palacio. I mean, I guess it's safe to say, play your straights. All right, play your straights. So, next game, we got Miami and Philly. I'm trying to get through this a little bit quicker. I mean, I'm going at a pretty decent pace, I feel like. It's not bad. All right. Top reads, we got Schwarber, Hediberto, and Conine. No valid home runs yet. No valid pitcher matchups. We'll look at it, though. We'll see what we got in the pitcher matchups. Miami versus Zach Wheeler. Ooh, that's why. Conine, Hernandez, Casey. Matchup is going Conine, Hernandez, Casey. Form is going Conine, Hernandez, and Sanoja. So ISO, Joe Mack, Casey, Ruiz, Hernandez, and Conine. And I include Hicks because he is at 194. I mean, really, even if we round up, he ain't getting the cut. But but we're going to round up for him. We'll round up for him because it is possible that he does, he could catch something tomorrow too. He definitely can. WRC plus. Got a few solid bats above 110. Lopez, Ruiz, and Conine. I mean, Edwards isn't far behind. Hernandez isn't far behind. I mean, it's not terrible to be below average. Yeah, it is, low-key. I'm not about to justify that. Yes, it's bad that he's at a 99 for WRC plus when the average is 100. So that means he's not really doing much offensively, unfortunately. Philly versus Cade Gibson. Barrels going Schwarber, Harper, Marsh. Matchup is going Schwarber, Cruz, Harper. Form is going Derek Hill, Schwarber, and Bone. Interestingly enough, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, nor Brandon Marsh right now are neither a barrel signal or an elite home run profile. So, that'll be interesting to see who does step up for Philly. I don't think I've seen a game this season yet when neither one of them was lit up. Well, I said that's that Philly game. Where are you at, Philly? There we go. So, looking at Zach Wheeler, it could be Conine, right? Where's that pull there? Yep, 20. It could be Conine. Now, cap the pitch usage, 25%. Conine or Casey? Yo, it's going to be Conine if it is anybody. 36% pulled air. 10.5 pulled barrel, 101.4 in the last 10 exit velocity, 672 old bacon, 108. Yeah, 1082 OPS. Yeah, Conine against Wheeler, he probably could light him up. Let's see. And no. Batting a 087, 087 against Wheeler. So he might not light him up. But he does have a home run against him, though. And that was one of the 2 balls in play out of the 32 pitches. So, I'm not too mad at that. One of the 2 pitches that he made contact with was a home run. And if that one pitch is the fastball that he throws 35.3% of the time, we could be celebrating a home run. So, just keep that in mind. And then Philly on the other side against Cade. Yep, we see it. It's a sweeper that he throws, and it's going to Schwarber. pulled airs 41.9. Golly. 13.3 pulled barrel, 92.9 exit velocity in the last 10. 759 Will Bacon. OPS is not the best, and neither is the slugging, but we're okay there. That pulled air, the pulled barrel, and the exit velocity alone, he could definitely do some damage. Most definitely do some damage. All right, we got Arizona and Boston. We got Abreu, Contreras, and Carroll for the top reads. Validated pitcher builds is going to Abreu and Arenado. So let's look at this. Arizona versus Ranger Suarez is going Carroll, Moreno, Kepler. Matchup is going Carroll, Kepler, Moreno. Form is going Tawa, Carroll, and Moreno. Somebody said Tim Tawa. I remember we were talking about him earlier. 242 ISO for Carroll. I think he only needs like a couple more triples to do, like set a record or something for the most triples and something in a season. It was a crazy stat that I saw. Pretty crazy stat. Arenado and Carroll, the only two above 200 ISO. And a few right on average. So, can't really be terribly mad there. Boston versus Merrill Kelly. Barrel score is going to Abreu, Contreras, Duran. Matchup is going Contreras, Abreu, Duran. And, form is going to Abreu, Rutschman, and Duran. Ooh, I forgot Rutschman plays for Boston now. Let's go peep the tape. Where are we at? There we go. So under this criteria, there's nobody who fits it. So for me, that just lets me know I'm not taking the Arizona bat. What is it, the pulled air? No, I guess he just doesn't have any legit. Interesting. Oh, it's the sample reliability, probably pitch usage. Is it pitch usage? So he's only using pitches 20% of the time. I'm cool off that. Yeah, nah, I'm good. If I don't see that 25, I don't want it. Now, on the flip side, though. On the flip side, yeah, it definitely looks like Abreu. He's got the better overall scores. And then, let's see, 16.3 blast, 28% pulled air. EV for the last 10, I mean, not bad. 88.3. 580 Will Bacon. It could be Abreu. Could be Contreras if he gets one nice in his zone. So, yep. Alright. That's that game there. Let's go to the next game. Yeah, I feel like I can make this doable. This isn't too bad. So we got 3 barrel signals. Tatis, Merrill, and Machado are the top plays. Merrill and Lindor are the pitcher matchup builds. So we got the Padres against Thornton. And Tatis, Merrill, and Machado for top barrels. Matchup is going Tatis, Campusano, and Ty France. We got Jace Bowen, which I actually believe is legit. I think that's a pretty solid glitch. Tatis, Merrill, and then Bogarts running up the top. And then we'll look at this here in a second, but ISO and WRC Plus are in the favor of Campusano and Ty France. WRC Plus is in the favor of Tatis. with the, I'd say with the lopsided ISO, like on the negative side of the spectrum for the combination, I'd say. And exactly what I thought. We got Robbie Ray pitching for the Padres. Let's get it. Lindor, Alvarez, and Luis Robert. Matchup is going Alvarez, Robert, Benj. Form is going Lindor, Ewing, and Benj. Crushing Benj. I mean, they do have a few bats, 180 plus for ISO. 4 bats, 110 plus WRC plus. Alright. And let's see what that game is talking about. Alright, Robbie Ray with these filters on. Again, it's the minimum 550 well bacon, 20% pulled air. I didn't do the matchup grade. Let's do that. $65 for the matchup grade. And just immediately, I'd say that Lindor does look pretty good. But if we're looking at zone fit, yeah, that Luis Robert, Carson Benj though too. But overall power numbers, 19.2 blast, 30.1 pulled air, 11.7 pulled barrel, 93 exit velocity. Yeah, Lindor definitely looks like the one, possibly. 18.1 launch angle, 49.1 hard hit. Is that the hardest hit on the team? Ooh, second hardest hit on the team, behind the newcomer, who doesn't look like he's batted yet this season. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Lindor will be that pick there. I got the A's and KC. Caglione and Witt are top reads for right now. Bobby Witt is a validated pitcher build. Oh, that's why we got no pitcher yet for KC. And on the flip side, it looks like Oakland has their pitcher in Jack Perkins, 7.27 ERA. Yet he's got 10.9 Ks over 9 innings. That boy be striking them out. Top barrels Caglione, Witt, Perez. Matchup is going Caglione, Witt, Rave. Form is going Caglione, Massey, and Rave. Alright, yep, it's just Jack Perkins. So, what does that mean for KC? That means that Bobby Witt could hit another home run. This is definitely a glitch here because we know he hit a home run, so it's just not tracking something about Bobby. And this was pulled straight from StatCast, so maybe they just haven't updated it yet. Which I believe is probably more so the case than anything. Rave does have the higher pulled air, but overall, I think Bobby Witt is the better baseball player. Just plain and simple. All right, we got Atlanta versus Minnesota. Matt Olson, Riley, Acuna, and Baldwin are the top reads. Riley is a value home run. Validated pitcher build is going Matt Olson and Byron Buxton. So Arizona versus Zebby Matthews. We got Matt Olson, Riley, and Acuna for barrels. Let me get this one out of here. Olson, Acuna, Harris for matchup. And then home run form is going Riley, Olson, and Acuna. Yep, Matt Olson does look crazy today. So does Rodon Acuna and Drake Baldwin. Honestly, Bach could have a field day in the Discord. We'll see what it likes and what it throws at us. Minnesota versus Mayhe. Buxton Clemens Lewis for barrel matchup is going Buxton Clemens Bell. Form is going Lewis, Creedler, and Clemens. All right, so looking at the pitch matchups, excuse me, for Atlanta, Byron Buxton is the only one that popped up with these filters against that forcing fastball. But obviously, as Byron Buxton, he just has not been the same lately. So I don't know if I trust this one per se. But against Zebby, though, Atlanta looks pretty hot. Let's see. Overall is going Matt Olson first. But if it's not Matt Olson, it's Austin Riley. Honestly. 17.1% blast, 29.1% pulled air. He's got pretty much the same zone fit score. He's got a better form. I've seen just as many pitches, right? 300 more, about 280 more for Matt Olson. He has the higher exit velocity. Looks like he's got the better barrel. I think Austin Riley is still a day late. We ran him today. All right. We ran him today, but he still looks good against Zebby. I mean, even just in general, 398 Will Bacon on the season, 9.8 pulled barrel, 13.3 barrel. Yeah, Austin Riley looks good. Like you said, you run him straight, Riley and Olson. I'm gonna find a way to run some straights, man. We're gonna see. I'll run up a bankroll. I'll do a test. Just put $50 to $100 in something and just run nothing but straights and see where we get. Oh yeah, let's go next game. That's where we're at. All right, we got Seattle versus Milwaukee. Top reads is going Bowers, Julio, Chourio, and Canzone. That was funny. I had to do that. Julio, Chourio. A validated home run is going Julio. A validated pitcher matchup build is going Bowers and Cal Riley. It's because I got a newcomer. A newcomer makes the table wide. That's why. Barrel score is going Julio, Canzone, Cal Riley. Matchup is going Julio, Canzone, Cal Riley. Form is going Julio, Josh Naylor, and Pareda. I mean, Canzone. No, Rodon's not in the lineup. I doubt it. Well, a Rosarena 142 WRC plus. I could work with that. 183 ISO. Yeah, we could work with that. It's got good hard hit, sweet spot. Okay, Randy. We'll see what you got. We'll see what you're cooking with, Randy. And then Canzone just looks good too. I got Milwaukee. Bowers, Chourio, Sanchez for barrels. Bowers, Mitchell, Chourio. And Vaughn. Oh, wait. That zone fit. Form is going Contreras, Chourio, and Yelich. So let's go ahead and look at our pitcher builds. So Kyle Harrison against Seattle. So he's throwing that forcing fastball 56.8% of the time. That's what he's throwing. So if I'm cutting it off at 65, Julio does look like the solid read. Zone fit is there. Recent form is really what I like. That 93.5 exit velocity is good. 26.5 pulled air. Canzone has the better pulled barrel, so I think that's kind of where the play is. Is Canzone maybe rather oppose Julio? Those would be the two. Those would be the two for sure. We got Bryce Miller. The Bauer, Sanchez, Contreras, Vaughn. So Bauer's 21.4 blast, that is being rated. 28.3 pulled air. 10.2 pulled barrel. Yeah, Bowers doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Alright, let's get to this next game. Washington versus Texas. Top reads is going Berger Peterson. Validated matchup build is going CJ Abrams. Barrel scores going Abimelech Ortiz, Dalen Lyle, CJ Abrams. Matchup is going Ortiz, Abrams, Brady. Form is going Ortiz, Vivas, and Lyle. Yeah, sheesh. Abimelech, man. 400 ISO, WRC plus 173. And let's see, Texas. We got Seager, Peterson, Berger. Matchup, we got Peterson, Berger, Seager. Form, got Lopez, Kalinick. And so what Seager wins, Berger, I'd say. Seager wins, Berger. Let's see. Alright, so Texas versus Kent. Jackson Kent. Jackson Clark Kent. Nah, I'm playing. It's looking like Seager though. Form. Overall score. 25.1 pulled air. 10.6 pulled barrel. Yes, Jock has a crazy exit velocity. However, Seager's been seeing the ball better. And I say that because he's got the better barrel. And he might just be stronger. I can't say he's necessarily seeing the ball better based off of that, right? He could just be stronger than Buddy. But Seager, Peterson, and Berger all look good tomorrow against that fastball that Kent's gonna be throwing. And then on the flip side of that, Cal Quantrill could be pitch usage. 9 times out of 10 it is pitch usage, but Abimelech does line up with that fastball. So if he throws that fastball and Abimelech catches it, could be lights out. 45.2 pulled air, 9.7 pulled barrel. Last 10 EV 90.8. Will Bacon is 778. OPS is a 1.5. Slugging is a 1.0. Yeah, Ortiz could go yard tomorrow. I'm sorry. He could. He definitely could. Definitely could. Wow. Ooh, that's why this game was so good. Maybe not. Is this their first game they're about to play today? Nope. I think they were already playing today. We got the White Sox, Chicago White Sox versus Chicago Cubs. It's a game we got to focus on because it's going to be a good one. Let's see, top reads is going Murakami, Vargas, Montgomery, and Pete. Oh, there's no pitcher, it looks like, for the White Sox. Dang. So, validated pitcher matchup build is Murakami. There is no pitcher yet. So, we'll see what we can do. White Sox versus Gosman. Barrel score is going Murakami, Montgomery, Vargas. Matchup is going Murakami, Montgomery, Vargas. Form, Murakami, Vargas, and Braden Montgomery. Let's see. Oh, then we said no picture, so yeah, let's just get straight. Alright. Let's see, with those filters already there. With that fastball Murakami, I don't even know what to say. That one's kind of easy. Blast 25.1, 29.9 pulled air, 12.4 pulled barrel, 95.2 EV in the last 10, 904 Will Bacon, 1052 OPS, 655 slugging. Yeah, man, Murakami, bro. Murakami for sure. Can't even look at it in the flip side. All good. We'll come back. Once the games are updated, just always make sure to come and check for the validated home run value and the validated pitcher matchup builds. Angels versus Houston. Top reads. Got Jordan and Mike Trout. No value yet posted in this, but we could find some pitcher value. Or pitch type value, I'll say. Angels versus Christian Javier. Barrel scores going Mike Trout, Nito, and Siri. Matchup is going Mike Trout, Nito, and Lowe. Form is going Ballesteros, Trout, and Lowe. Only a couple of few. Got 200 ISO. And then we got Houston versus Klassen. Barrel scores going Jordan, Velasquez, Christian Walker. Matchup is going Alvarez, Velasquez, Trammell. Form is going Jordan, Cam Smith, and Varsho. Yeah, Jordan looks crazy. So let's see. Alright, under those filters, yep, Jordan. Exactly what I expected. Could be Nelson Velasquez too, though. I don't even know if he's playing. But that is the next best thing. 41.5 pulled air. We sure we at 34? Yeah. Alright, so 41 for Velasquez, 34 for Jordan. Jordan's got 12.6 pulled barrel, 96.2 exit velocity. Yeah, it could be Jordan and Velasquez. I can't really figure out who. Yeah, and I don't want to put... You know, that's a coin toss, honestly. That's one of those, you just got to flip the coin. Who looks better? Who you know, or you can put them, I don't want to say on the same game parlay. They could be like that, though. What's Klassen giving up? 5.52 ERA. Yeah, they could be like that to go back to back if they were batting in the same order, but just kind of keep your eyes on that one right there, too. All right, looking at it on the flip side, looking at the Angels versus Javier. And immediately what I see, I think the best thing really be Mike Trout. Now it could be... Alright, Jose Siri. I guess, yeah, Jose Siri sees that pitch pretty nicely. Alright, that's what I was saying about like some of these as far as the minimum grade goes. I'm gonna have to think about that. Do some back testing to see what grades hit the most often within these filters, right? So that way we know too. But I personally do like still having that filter on because I really only want to see the serious profiles, to be real. Let's go to this next game. All right, last but not least, we got the Dodgers and the Rockies. Top reads is going Shohei, Muncy, Goodman, and Freeman. No validated home run value. A validated pitcher matchup build, though, is going Max Muncy. Barrel score for the Dodgers is going Shohei, Muncy, Teoscar. Matchup is going Shohei, Muncy, Teoscar. Form is going Shohei, Muncy, and Mookie Betts. Then we got Colorado on the other side versus Eric Lauer. Barrel's going Goodman, Moniak, Norby. Matchup is going Goodman, Amador Veen. And home run form is going Castro, Amador, Sullivan. Yeah, Veen, Amador. These some crazy numbers. So let's go ahead and look at the pitcher matchup. Alright, looking at the last set of the pitcher highlight matchups. We got Colorado and the Dodgers. We start with the Dodgers. I feel like I probably had to even tighten up even more. Because Kyle Tucker's got 550 Will Bacon, but he's been just garbage so far. And I like Kyle Tucker. He's just been really bad this season. The best pitcher, though, the best hitter is Max Muncy. While Shohei does have the higher score, higher zone fit, everything, overall, Muncy has the better pulled air. He's got the better pulled barrel. He's got the better barrel in the last 10. EV in the last 10 is right around the same. He does have slightly less Will Bacon, but his OPS and slugging is better. So Max Muncy, really, you could go Shohei. Shohei's been heating up, but Max Muncy looks like that dude, right, across every category. He does look like that dude. And then on the flip side, it's only Hunter Goodman who qualifies. So, and I'm pretty confident on that one too. I could understand, not like taking it, but I could see him being the only one who qualifies, because Colorado's been in a slump lately. So if it wasn't Will Castor up there, names like that, Jake McCarthy, then yeah, it was definitely gonna be Hunter Goodman. But other than that, guys, that's kind of what I wanted to show you. How you can utilize the buy game section, looking at all of the stats, pair it across with the pitch matchup highlights, right, and see specifically who's catching what pitch. So I think that was a pretty good addition. I think that'll be pretty cool for us to see what comes of us using it today. So I do appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Appreciate everybody who's liked and subscribed. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click down below at the bottom. Thank you to all of the members. Man, we got so much more coming through. I'm just so hyped and excited for you guys. So good luck tomorrow on your slips. We got a beautiful Dinger Tuesday coming for us. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace out.